Hi again team, Kris Rasmussen, Principal of Professionals Real Estate. Welcome along to another monthly update, this time for December 2017. Can you believe it? The year has flown by. And look, today I'm at again another local fantastic business. This time it's Attraction Sign and Design. This team of designers offers modern signage and design services. So look, myself and my team know firsthand what this company's about. They do a lot of work for us and they do it to a really good standard. Now they have a machine here. It's a flash flatbed machine basically, and look, I'm not going to tell you what it's worth because you probably need to be sitting down for it, but the good thing is they have it and we can utilize it. But look, there's lots of technical stuff around this machine. I'm not going to go into that. I'm going to dumb it down to a real estate version. All right, so what it is it's huge, it gets the job done, and it gets it done fast, really fast. So if you need some work done, I suggest you get hold of these guys, talk to them about what they can do, and let this machine do that job. Look, the other thing I think that if you do come out and see Connor and his team, which I do recommend, is come out before 1 p.m. Now the reason I say that is they have a little coffee shop right next door. It's involved in the building, Carterry Coffee. Fantastic coffee. I get one on the way to work most mornings. But if you get out here, Nicole will look after you in that aspect. Get your lovely coffee, have a chat to the team, and then you can go from there. Cool, righto. So REINZ have just released their stats for November 2017, the sales statistics. So I'm going to run over those shortly. Also this month, the Reserve Bank, they've come out saying they're going to ease the lending restrictions in 2018, so some commentary around that. And also a law that's coming out from the government about banning foreign home buyers. So I'm going to talk to you about that. And then also, of course, Christmas, because it's here or thereabouts. So REINZ have just released their stats. In New Plymouth City, we had 102 sales in November. So well up on October, where there was 82 sales. So 102 for the month. Median sale price for November was at $410,000, which is slightly down on October, where it was $430,000. Median GV was $386,500. So sales, just unlike last month, have gone back above GV. We're sitting at 6% above GV. Remember last month, it was the first time in a long time it was slightly under GV. Median days to sell, which is 29, and that's pretty much the same as the month before where it was 28. Now Bell Block had 13 sales in November, which is exactly the same amount of sales they had in October. The median sale price was $418,000 versus the month before where it was $488, but remember it's just a small amount of sales and the median is the middle number. Median days to sell out there was 15, which was exactly the same as they were the month before. So you've got to say Bell Block is really consistent. Taranaki overall, there was 204 sales in the region for November, which is up on the 176 sales that we had in October. Median sale price was $360,000, which is the same as we had 2 months ago when in September 2017. Auckland median sale price in November was $880,000, which is up in October where it was $850,000, so $30,000 increase. Number of properties sold in Auckland bounced back also. So there was 1,910 sales, which was well up on October where there was 1,677. Leading us internationally, so all of New Zealand, the number of properties sold in November was 6,893, which is up on last month's 5,689. So right throughout the nation there was quite a good increase. Median sale price in November was $540,000, which was slightly up on October's $530,000. Now median days to sell was 33, which was one less than what it was in October, so definitely things happening there. My commentary around that, I suppose, is that it's fair to say that so far, since the election, we've certainly bounced back and there's been quite a lot of activity in the market, not just here in Taranaki, but also, as we can see, right throughout the nation. So Will this go through to next year? At this stage, yeah, it's definitely looking like it will. And so the early next year will be a telling time. Bindi Norwell, who's the REINZ CEO, commented this month that there was a 17.8% increase in the properties sold in New Zealand from October to November. This is the largest October to November increase they've seen in 6 years, so substantially a lot more. I believe quite a lot of that is to do with the election and people were just kind of holding back a little bit, but time will tell. All right, so a couple of things I wanted to run over. Reserve Bank easing lending restrictions. So very late last month, the Reserve Bank came out and they have confirmed plans to ease loan to value ratios. Remember I talked about that last month in the video from the start of 2018. The Reserve Bank is expected to signal an easing in lending restrictions when it releases its 6-monthly update on the health of the financial system. So from 1st of January, up to 15% of mortgage lending will be able to be made to customers with a deposit less than 20% of the value of the property. So currently any banking institute can only lend 10% of its lending can be for anyone that's got less than 20% deposit. They're now going to push that out to 15% of their lending within the bank can go to those type of people. So look, there will also be a slight relaxation when it comes to the rules around the property investors as well, but we're not talking a lot. They're certainly, I would say, they're easing into it just to see what happens and whether they'll go any further with that. Also, what came out pretty quickly after that was the Finance Minister, the Government Finance Minister, Grant Robinson. Restrictions that limit the amount of lending banks can do to borrowers with small deposits look to be lifted. So he's referring to the Reserve Bank, but don't expect to see a rush of 95% home loans hit the market. So some time ago there certainly was that opportunity where 95% you could lend. That now, he's not saying that's coming back, so we'll kind of watch this space a little bit and see what the banks do. The other one I wanted to talk about was the law to ban foreign home buyers to be introduced in Parliament. So this has only just come out the last couple of days, but Prime Minister Jacinda Ardern and Trade Minister David Parker announced the ban on foreign investors in the residential housing market. So Trade Minister David Parker will introduce legislation into Parliament tomorrow to ban foreign buyers of existing homes in New Zealand. The legislation is expected to be passed in the new year. It will amend the Overseas Investments Act so that only citizens and permanent residents will be able to buy property without scrutiny from the Overseas Investment Office. Permanent residents and Australians, because they're bringing in the Australians as well, would have to have resided in New Zealand for at least the last 183 days, so basically half of the year, in order to buy property without any screening. Other residence class visas would need to be screened, and anyone on temporary or student visas would not be able to buy a house to live in at all. So really looking at that Auckland area, I guess, where they've had issues there. Buyers, this is interesting, buyers who built new homes and on-sold them would be exempt under the new law. So effectively, I think they're saying there if they've built a home and then move it on, they're going to be okay. 2 exemptions were available. The first would allow anyone to buy land and build a new home on it, provided they on-sold it, thus adding to the housing supply, so the problem we've got. Buyers intending to knock down an existing home to build several more would also be exempt. So if they're taking one house away, going to add 3 and 4 apartments, then they would be exempt as well. The other exemption would allow people intending to live in New Zealand for good leeway if they could prove that that was their intent. So if they're coming in to stay, then they may be able to get around that as well. So they were 2 big stories that have come out over the month that I just wanted to discuss. I guess the other thing, Christmas, look, well, it's nearly upon us, and as I advised last month, we do our bit for the community. when it comes to Christmas. We attended the Christmas parade as the superheroes in real estate, where we dressed up. Another great success. It was a fine day. We gave around 5,000 lollies out. Sorry parents, I'm sure they were hyped up after it, but you know, it was a good thing to do. The other thing is that we helped Santa out. We collated the names and addresses for him to send out Santa letters to the children in the province. We got a huge amount of people coming in for that. We sent out just under 500 letters with Santa from the couple of photos that we got back in of kids opening their Santa letters. It was certainly really well received, which was very cool to see. Last thing for me is our win-win-win campaign. Look, we do that the last few years. We've done it. It's pretty much nearly finished. We go through to Christmas, so I hope to do another draw or maybe two. But what's been really cool is we've now given away well over $130,000 worth of travel. Been talking to some of these vendors that have got these travel vouchers. The places they've gone has been amazing. I've seen some really cool photos of where they've been, and it's really cool to see and to be a part of. So look, that's it from me. It's nearly Christmas time, so from my professionals family to you and your family, we wish you a Merry Christmas and a prosperous 2018. If we can help in any way over the Christmas period, please give any of my team a call. They're all working through the break, so they'll be there. And if I don't see you beforehand, I'll see you next month. See ya.